All right. What's up? Welcome back to my page. Welcome back to Business for Haitian American Millennials. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about how to buy your first home. All right, guys. So welcome back to Business for Haitian American Millennials. I have something real special for you today. I'm going to be discussing with you guys 13 steps involved in buying your first home. All right, guys, so let's get into it. I'm not going to keep you guys waiting. The first thing you want to do when looking to buy your first home is you want to find out what kind of home you would like to buy. Go on Zillow, start looking at different houses. See if there's a specific type of house that you like or a particular type that you like. And try to look to see what areas you would like to live in. Do you like the climate of Florida, or do you like the Four Seasons in New Jersey? Do you want to be in the suburbs, or do you want to be in a big city? Do you want a one family, a two family? Do you want to have a 4-bedroom, a 5-bedroom, a 1-bedroom? Who knows? But get a feel for what you like, what grabs you. And once you see a certain style of house that seems to grab your attention, start looking at the prices of those houses on Zillow. See if they're going for $200,000 or $300,000 in the area that you're looking for. And as soon as you figure out roughly how much it'll cost, you need to save up 3.5% of that purchase price. So let's say you find a house and it's about $300,000. You need to go and save up roughly $10,000, because give or take $300,000, it could be less, it could be more. $10,000, it could be less, it could be more. But that's the first thing you want to do. Have a nice chunk saved up. Okay, guys. So the second step in buying your home, your first home, is to go and shop for a mortgage and get a pre-approval. Now, I know a lot of you guys might be wondering, what is a mortgage and why do I need it? Well, keep things short because I'm going to make another video discussing different types of mortgages. But for now, I'm going to give you a short explanation of what a mortgage is. Okay, so in short, let's say a house costs $300,000. That's the example that I'm going to keep using. Chances are you probably don't have $300,000 lying around, do you? Now, in order to buy that house, what you do is you go to the bank and the bank buys the house for you. So instead of buying the house directly, the bank is the one who bought the house and you pay the bank back until the house eventually becomes yours. In order to get a mortgage pre-approval, you need to follow the rule of 2. So what you're going to need is your past 2 years of income tax returns, your last 2 W-2s, your last 2 pay stubs, 2 forms of ID that are clearly legible, and your 2 most recent bank statements. Well, some of you guys might be self-employed, so you don't have W-2s. In the case that you are self-employed, what you would need is your self-employed business tax returns and your business license, also for the past 2 years. Step number 3, you have to go and hire a real estate agent. The reason why you need a real estate agent is because that person is a professional who knows the market in the area that you're looking to buy a house. They know how much houses are going for. They have access to what's called the MLS. The MLS is like Zillow, but on steroids. There's a lot of things that make it to the MLS that don't make it to Zillow. So they'll know all the houses that's for sale. They'll know all the houses that's been sold recently, and they'll be able to pretty much give you exclusive access to houses that are on the market. Also, the real estate agent is a professional who has experience buying and selling houses. They'll be able to guide you and help make the process a lot smoother for you. Yes, you don't have to have a real estate agent, but if this is your first time buying a house, I highly recommend that you do get a real estate agent. Now, one note is that these steps don't have to go in exact order. It's not rigid. Some of them are flexible. Some things can go first. Maybe you do 2, 1, 3 or 3, 1, 2. But for the most part, it might not go in this exact order. These are going to be some of the simplified steps that you need in order to buy your home. One thing that you guys need to keep in mind, most real estate agents will not work with you unless you already have a pre-approval. The pre-approval shows to the real estate agent that you are capable of getting money to buy the house should the time come, because nobody wants to waste their time showing you all these properties and then the day comes for you to buy the house and you don't have any money and the bank doesn't want to give you money. So the real estate agent is going to ask for you to have a pre-approval so that you don't end up wasting his or her time. Step number 4. Okay, guys, so once you found the real estate agent and you have a pre-approval, it's time to start searching for the house for real, for real. So now you could go on Zillow, search the web, just like you were doing before, but this time you're going to actually look at houses in the price range that was given to you by the mortgage pre-approval. You'll know exactly how much money you can afford to spend on a house. So you can look at specific properties now. The real estate agent can also bring you into these properties and give you tours. They can also send listings to you, send it to your email address, and bring you to open houses. Step number 5. You found the property that you like, that you're interested in buying. What you're going to do next is you're going to make an offer. So you're going to tell your real estate agent how much money that you're willing to pay for this specific house that you found. And the real estate agent is going to send a contract called an offer to the real estate agent of the person selling the house. After you have submitted your offer to the seller's attorney, they will respond to you and let you know whether they accept your offer or whether they have a counter offer for you. Let's say you found a house and you offered, again, $300,000 for it. But they say, no, that's too low. We'll sell you the house. You at this point have the right to accept the offer or to decline it and keep it moving. Step number 6. Now it's time to find an attorney, or you can go with a title company. Really, there is no reason for you to use an attorney. A title company is a lot cheaper. If you're in New York or New Jersey, we like to use attorneys a lot for our real estate purchases. Attorneys can go for upwards of $1,000 when title companies are just a few $100s, maybe $300, $400, or $500. If you want to save some money, go with a title company. Most of the country uses title companies for their real estate purchases. But if you're not comfortable with it, just go with an attorney who you trust. A lot of times, if you don't have an attorney, your real estate agent can recommend or refer an attorney to you because they already have a working relationship with attorneys that they've used in the past. Now, one thing is this is going to be one of your first costs that's going to come out of your pocket. So now, once you find this attorney, you have to send them a check, which is going to be held in escrow, or in other words, the attorney will hold on to this check, or the title company will hold on to this check until closing in case you guys close. This check goes along with your contract, and that's what makes it legally binding. During this process, you also would like to ask for seller's concession. Seller's concession is when you take your closing costs and you bundle it into the mortgage. So closing costs are just a bunch of fees that go along with purchasing a house, such as to check the title, and it's just a whole bunch of fees. Now, what will happen is, let's say you got this house for $300,000 and the closing costs were $10,000. If you get seller's concession, now you can pay $310,000. That's your new mortgage price. But now that $10,000 is spread out along the life of the mortgage. So now you don't have those closing costs, $10,000 to pay up front. You can pay it down the line and spread out. After your offer has been accepted by the seller, you're going to go into what's called attorney review. During this phase, the attorney is going to go over everything and look at the contracts and make sure that it's good and it's favorable to you. Last thing you want to do is go into an agreement and the contract rips you off. That's the last thing you want to happen to you. So right now is the time when the attorneys are going to take their time to make sure that this contract is not shady and that it's actually a good deal for you. Next is step number 9. All right, so the next thing you want to do is get a home inspection done. So typically you get about 10 days as an inspection period, which follows attorney review. During this 10 days, you hire an inspector. He comes to your house and he checks the house from top to bottom. He'll go all the way from the roof of the house, check the chimneys, check the shape of the house, all the way down to the foundation of your house, and check for cracks, termites. They check everything, and they'll give you a detailed report with the condition of everything in the property. Now, using this report, this inspection report, you can choose to either continue with this purchase or back out of it, depending on what you find. You can use this report as a bargaining chip to lower the price that you guys agreed on to purchase the house. Let's say he found the roof needs to be replaced and the roof is going to cost you $15,000. you can take that price off of the cost to purchase the property if they accept, if the seller accepts. The seller does not have to accept and they can walk away. You can also walk away. The nice thing about this inspection period is that if for some reason you don't buy the house, remember that deposit that you gave in escrow, you actually get that back. So you don't lose a penny except for the inspection fee, the fee that you paid the guy to do the home inspection. But hey, I'd rather lose $300,000 than to lose $300,000. But that's just me. Okay, now is step number 10. Usually by the time you're done with your inspection and you agree to the price and everything, your mortgage pre-approval that you got is going to go into underwriting. Now, all the mortgage brokers and the people who work in some scary office somewhere, they're going to look at your mortgage application and they're going to try to find out whether or not they really can give you this money. At this point, they're going to ask you everything. They're going to want to know everything about you. They're going to know how your poop smells. What was your favorite color back in 3rd grade? They're going to ask you all types of questions. Yeah, I might be exaggerating just a little bit. Or am I? However, at this point, they're going to ask you so many questions just to make sure that you are eligible for this loan and that you'll be able to pay it back. The last thing you want and the last thing the bank wants is for you to foreclose. And that means you can't pay back the loan and they have to take the house back from you. Banks don't like that. You don't like that. And your credit will be ruined. All right, guys. Now step number 11. Okay, so during the underwriting phase, you're going to have to get your property appraised. What an appraisal is that somebody is going to come out to your house, an appraiser, and he's going to give you the exact value of the house. He's going to go over everything in the house and he's going to give you a dollar amount for how much this house is worth. Using that appraisal, you can choose to either go through with the purchase of your house or, again, back out of it. Sometimes the mortgage is dependent upon the house appraising for the same or a certain value compared to how much you're getting in the mortgage. Also, the appraisal is another fee that comes out of your pocket up front. And appraisals usually run for about $500 to $600, but that's all depending on the size of your house and a lot of other factors. But usually it's going to be less than $1,000. So let's say an appraiser comes out to your house or to the property that you're looking to buy, and he's going to give you the exact dollar value for that property. Now, if you had agreed to buy this house for $300,000, but now the appraiser says, oh, this house is only worth $200,000, you might not want to buy this property anymore. Also, the banks are probably not going to want to give you money to buy this property because it's just not worth it. The appraiser says that the house is only worth $200,000, but yet you're entering an agreement to buy the house for $300,000. Also, another thing that can happen when the appraisal comes out to your house is you agreed to buy the house for $300,000, and now the appraisal valued your house at $400,000. Now, guess what? You're buying a $400,000 house for only $300,000. You know what that's called? Winning. Okay, guys, step number 12. All right, for this step is you're going to have to get insurance for your house. It's what's called homeowners insurance. It's usually not that expensive. It's probably not going to cost you more than $1,000. It could run anywhere from $600 to $1,500, but that's all dependent on how big your house is, what your house is made out of. And you could shop around. It's just like getting car insurance. You call the insurance company and they'll give you a quote. And if you don't like that quote, you just go to the next company until you find the best possible price for you that gives you all the coverage that you need. The point of homeowners insurance is for, let's say, God forbid, your house burns down. Now you got a mortgage for $300,000. What are you going to do now that your house burnt down? You still got to pay back that money. Now, by having homeowners insurance, they can pay off the rest of your mortgage and give you whatever money is left over. Now, the last step in buying your first home, step number 13, is, drum roll please, Now you just wait for your mortgage to be approved by the underwriters. And once it's approved, you go to closing. At closing, it's going to be you, your real estate agent, your attorney or the title company that you use, and also the seller, the seller's real estate agent, and whoever attorney they're using or title company they're using. And you guys are all going to come together like one big happy family, sign a whole bunch of paperwork. You're going to give them the down payment. Remember that 3.5% that I talked about earlier in the beginning of this video? You're going to have a certified check or a cashier's check or a money order, one of those forms of payment. And you're going to give that to them, and they're going to give you the keys. You're going to sign papers, and voila, you're a new homeowner.